Morning, Year 5, Mr. Cooper here. Mrs. Ayton and myself thought it would be a good idea to do a couple of YouTube videos every week just to keep up to date with you and refresh your memory on what it is we're expecting you to do during this time off. So you can see here I've got the daily checklist, which you can find on our Twitter page. It's also on your eSchools page, and for parents it is on our year group page on the website. So we're expecting every child at 9 AM to do PE with Joe on YouTube. I'm sure you've seen this going around. We're expecting each child to read to yourself as normal, or read to an adult for 15 minutes a day. We're then expecting Doodle Maths to happen for 15 minutes, Times Table Rockstars to happen for 15 minutes, and My Maths a lesson a day on there, which we will be setting. We can see who's been doing Doodle Maths and who's been doing Times Table Rockstars. So some children will be getting a phone call tomorrow from Mrs. Ayton just to check you've got your logins, etc., because we can't see any activity at the moment. You've also got reading and English, which I will go through, but the reading and the English tasks are throughout the week, so that you decide when you want to do those. You might do 5 or 10 minutes a day of those, but you just make sure you complete it throughout the end of the week. So just thought I'd give you a quick look to see how we're doing on Times Table Rockstars for battles. So Year 5 is just in the lead slightly. Well done to Lucas, Macy, Patrick, Hadassah, Rebecca, just some of the children I've picked out here who are at the top of ours, and then you can see Year 6 are there. So we're winning at the moment, so hopefully we will by the end of the week. And then our Year 5 battle between the classes, you can see that 5CP, we are in the lead. Lucas, you're storming it ahead for 5A, so it'd be nice to get some 5A groups higher up here as well. But well done to Macy and 5CP, and Patrick, Hadassah, Rebecca, Sam, Jensen as well is up there. Rosie, Finn, Eddie, doing well for 5CP. Excellent. Hopefully we will keep that battle going for the rest of the week, and we'll see who wins on Friday. So reading comprehension, this is in your pack, and you'll see that there is a text called James and the Fleece. You're expected to, throughout the week, read the text, highlight, unlock the meaning of the words as you usually do. And then on the next page in the pack, there are 3 sets of questions which you are expected to answer. But again, you do that over the week, so it's up to you how you do those. SPAG, there's dictionary work in your pack, so you need to just work through that throughout the week as well. And then on eSchools, you will see that you have English homework in the My Homework page, and it says visit Literacy Shared Myths and Legends and watch one of the videos. So it's up to you which one you watch. You need to find creative words and phrases to use, and you need to plan your ideas, vocab generation, as we usually do in class, lots of pictures and things to help you. And then you use the story mountain, which is in your pack, to retell the story in your own words. You can make a comic strip or write instructions to catch a dragon. Okay, and this is, I think it's Sophia Tussaud Wildens who sent me on eSchools here. I've looked at it, I've marked it, and then I've then told her she needs to go back and purple pen. Please remember to use all of the targets we taught you in class. So semicolons, colons, you could use brackets, okay, relative clauses starting with a who, which, or that. You can use subordinate clause followed by a main clause. You've got a complex sentence in starting with a which, a who, a when, for example. Okay, so please remember to get all of those targets in, similes, metaphors. We taught you loads, so we want to see it. Okay, then if you go on to My Maths, we've split you into groups. So you will see at the top of your My Maths group, it will tell you what group you're in. So Year 5 plus plus, their next couple of days learning is looking at estimating. So I'm just going to quickly whiz through how we would expect you to do this. So it's asking me to find out the value of this number here. It's an estimate, so it doesn't have to be exactly right, but I do need to use the information they've given me. So I can see that here is 30 and here is 40. So my number is going to be between 30 and 40, and exactly halfway there is 35. Now my arrow is before 35. So it cannot be 35, it cannot be higher than 35. It's going to be roughly around 34 or 33. So I'd put in here, I would go for 34 in the box, type it in, and I think you would find that's correct. Now moving over to this one, again, 60 is here and 70. So I know my number's between 60 and 70. It's greater than 60 because the arrow's after. It's less than 70 because the arrow's before, but exactly halfway between is 65. My arrow is more than 65. I would say it's roughly about 68. Okay, so that's all you have to do. So that's really straightforward. Then we've got a bit of rounding to the nearest 10. Now we did do this at the beginning of the year, so I would draw myself a quick number line. We're going to the nearest 10, so I'm going in multiples of 10. So I could start here at 10, 20, 30, okay. Now my number's 21, halfway between 20 and 30 then is 25, so that's there. 21 would be here, so 21 would round down to 20, okay. And then 69. So if I rub this all out, 69 then, so going in multiples of 10, I'd go 50, 60, 70. So on my number line, I'm going to have 60 here, 70 there. Halfway between 60 and 70 is 65. Now 69 is going to be about here, so I know that that is going to bump it up. It would round to 70, and that would be 20. That's just a quick whistle-stop tour of rounding to the nearest 10. We've done it. We did do it at the beginning of the year, but it's good to refresh your memory. So that is almost revision for you for today. Okay. Now year 5 plus. So if you're in this group, you've got rounding to the nearest whole number. Now again, I can do the same thing. So I've got the number 1.8. If I draw myself a quick number line between the two whole numbers, either side of 1.8 are 1.0 and 2.0. And halfway between would be 1.5, okay? So I'm then looking for 1.8, well that's going to be up here, 1.8. 1.8, what whole number is it closer to? Is it closer to 2 or is it closer to 1? Well, it's closer to 2, isn't it? So that would round to 2, okay? Don't put 2.0 because that's got a decimal place on the end and we don't want it to a decimal place, we just want the nearest whole. So 2 would be my answer there. Doing the 9.2, well, have a think. What whole numbers do we have either side of 9.2? Well, it's going to be 9.0 and 10.0, okay, because 9.2 sits in between those two. Halfway between would be 9.5. So where's 9.2 sitting on my number line? Well, it's sitting about here. So that's going to be closer to 9. Now, if you draw yourself, you've got books at home. We've given you a little Magpie book. You can draw yourself those number lines and that will help you to find out the answers, okay? And as I said, it should be 9 as the answer, not 9.0. Okay, so that's really straightforward. Jumping down here to rounding to the nearest pound then, well, it just wants rounded to the nearest whole number again. So if we've got £1.84, well, this side here would be £1. This side's nearest pound would be £2. Halfway between £1 and £2 is £1.50. Remembering I do need 2 decimal places for money, if not 1.5, it's £1.50. £1.84 is going to be roughly about here. Okay, so there's £1.84. Well, rounded to the nearest pound, then the nearest whole number is going to be £2. So in there, I just put £2. Okay, really quite easy and straightforward. Then we've got here, you then go on to estimating numbers. Now it says round 669 to the nearest 100. Well, again, I could do myself a quick number line. I could put nearest 100, so I'm going in multiples of 100. So 100, 200, 300, well 600 would be this side, 700 would be this side because 669 fits in the middle of those. 650 would be halfway, okay, and then 669 would be about here. So rounding to the nearest 100, it's going to jump up to there, 700. So in here I'd put 700. Then 130, we'll do myself a number line again, going in multiples of 100. 100 would be here, 200 would be there, and halfway between is 150. Well, 130 is roughly there, so looking at rounding to nearest 100, it jumps down to there. Remember, these numbers on the number line will always be multiples of what you're rounding to, in this case, hundreds. So I'm going to put 100 here. Then it says use your answers to estimate that. Well, if we're estimating, we want to make the answer easier for ourselves. Okay, we want to make it easier. So I'm not going to do 669 and 130. I want to make it easier. Well, I've just rounded them there. They are pretty easy numbers. So 700 is 669 rounded. 130 is 100. So add those together. So I add these two answers, stick it in that box there, and I get 800. So I've rounded it to make it easier for myself, 800. Okay, I'm whizzing through this, I know, but you can pause the video obviously and watch it back as well. Now, if you're in the year 5 plus group or you're in the year 5 group, you've also got coordinates work. Now let me quickly remind you, this axis here The horizontal, remember at the beach, the horizon, okay, horizontal axis is your x-axis, and this axis y to the sky here, okay, is your y-axis. Now, if it's asking me for the coordinates of these places, I must go along the corridor and then up or down the stairs. So I always write x first and then y, x first and then y. Well, the mine, this point here, the mine, how many along the corridor I go? Well, I go 2 along the corridor, 1, 2, and then I go 1 up. So it's going to be 2 along, 1 up. The hill, how many along the corridor do I go? I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 along. So my x coordinate is 6. How many up do I go? I go 1 up, so it is 6, 1. Okay. Now on here, dragging the points to where they need to go. So on my computer, I've dragged them. But remember, I've got x and y, x and y. I do it in yellow to keep it. So I'm going to go 3 along, and then I'm going to go 3 up. 3 along, 1, 2, 3, 3 up, 1, 2, 3. So that point's there. Follow my method, you won't get it wrong. This point, I need to do 6, 4. So I need to go 6 along, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 along. I need to go 4 up this time. That's 1 up, 2 up, 3 up, 4 up. So there's my coordinates, 6, 4. So I drag them into where it needs to go. Okay. Now this one's a bit trickier. This is question 2. The last vertex of the square. Right, I need to make a square. Well, if I join these ones up for now on here, I can see that my last point needs to be about there, doesn't it? Because then that will make my square. So what coordinate is it I put there? How many along did I go? That's my x before my y. I went 5 along and I went 4 up. Okay, that's what it's asking. So that is your homework for the next couple of days on My Maths. Okay, if you're in the year 5 group, it's just the coordinates you've got to do. So we will set you some more. This is due in on Friday. Okay, but remember, if you're doing My Maths, you need to do the lesson first, then the homework. And I also remind you that you need to check out. So when you do the My Maths homework, you need to make sure you click See My Score and then check out. Okay, because otherwise we don't get your score back. It tells us you haven't checked out. So you need to do both questions, which is question 1 will be over here, question 2 over here, mark both of them, then click check out. Okay, make sure you do that, please, so we can see your scores. So we're expecting lots of those today. If you've got any questions, you can reply to us on the video down below here, okay? Or you can contact us through our Twitter, which is @Year5CTK. We're always happy to respond to you. Obviously, if you upload any home learning to eSchools, we can comment back to you there as well. Please remember to do the daily home learning, okay? That is non-negotiable, unless you're poorly, of course. Please remember to do that. Obviously, stay safe and stay well. Keep washing your hands, etc. Enjoy the lovely weather that we've got at the moment. So get outside to do some exercise if you've got a garden. And the next video we will post will be on Friday, explaining Monday's learning to you. Okay, please also tweet us your pictures that you've got. It's lovely to see. You've got Sam and Olivia here doing some Spanish. This was Amelia's Scott's English work, so she's doing some vocab generation. So you can tweet us all this on Twitter so we can see it, we can reply to you. And then you've got the Evanses here. This was on Monday, I think, ready to do the workout of PE with Joe Wicks. So you can see I'm in my PE gear. I'm ready to do that shortly. So please send us your pictures. So any questions, as I said, please respond to us by this video or through Twitter. We will do our best to get back to you as quick as we can. We will also give you feedback through your My Maths as well. Okay, so remember that daily checklist of the things you need to do today. You need to go and do PE with Joe, do that. Read to yourself or an adult for 15 minutes. Doodle maths for 15 minutes. Times table rock stars for 15 minutes. My Maths, then you need to do your English work and your reading work, remembering that these two are in your packs. Okay, this is online, these are online, and we can see that you have done those. Okay, and remember 5CP, we want to win the battle. Okay, so check in with you on Friday. I hope you found the video useful. Okay, goodbye.